High among the mist-veiled mountains of Japan, where the winds whisper secrets to the towering cedars and the rivers carve their silent prayers into the stone, the Yamabushi walk the path of Shugendō. This esoteric discipline, born from the synthesis of Shinto animism, esoteric Buddhism, Mikkyo, and Taoist alchemy, is a practice of transcendence through extreme endurance, a way to bridge the seen and unseen worlds by merging the body with the elements and the spirit with celestial forces. Shugendō, meaning the way of ascetic training for spiritual powers, traces its lineage back over 1,000 years to the enigmatic figure En-no Gyoja, and the ascetic, a 7th century mystic who is said to have communed with the spirits of the mountains and mastered supernatural abilities through his rigorous practices. En-no Gyoja, believed to be both a shaman and a proto-Buddhist ascetic, wandered deep into the forests, seeking the raw, untamed energy of nature to transform himself into a vessel of divine power. The Yamabushi, meaning one who lies down in the mountains, took on his teachings and refined them into a lifelong discipline. They are the wandering mystics of Japan, mountain ascetics who endure the most severe physical and spiritual trials to awaken latent powers, an embodiment of nature's unyielding force made flesh. Their training is a trial by the elements, a process of dying and being reborn, shedding the limitations of the self to emerge as something greater. In the cosmology of Shugendō, mountains are not mere landscapes but sentient deities, thresholds between the human world and the divine realms. Just as the shaman enters the spirit world through altered states, the Yamabushi traverse sacred peaks to dissolve the barriers between body, mind, and cosmos. These mountains, such as Mount Haguro, Mount Omine, and Mount Tateyama, are revered as places of transformation, where one must surrender to the will of nature and be reforged through her raw forces. The Yamabushi engage in Sanki, mountain pilgrimages, during which they undergo long treks, navigating treacherous trails with minimal sustenance, enduring exposure to biting winds, rain, and snow. These pilgrimages symbolize the inner journey of the practitioner, each step a shedding of worldly attachments, each hardship a purification of the soul. Shugendō is a path of embodied spirituality, where enlightenment is not only sought through meditation but carved into the flesh and seared into the bones through ordeal and endurance. The physical body itself becomes the sacred temple, a vessel to be tempered like a blade in the fires of tribulation. Perhaps the most iconic practice of Shugendō is Taikijō, the standing meditation beneath a freezing waterfall. Wearing white robes, symbolic of death and rebirth, the Yamabushi step beneath the crushing torrents, the icy force slamming against their skulls and spines, numbing their limbs, stripping away every distraction. They chant mantras to focus the mind, summoning divine energy to endure the elemental onslaught. Waterfalls, seen as gateways to the spirit world, cleanse the practitioner of physical and karmic impurities, allowing them to merge with the relentless, unbroken flow of nature's energy. The body trembles, the mind screams for relief, but to the Yamabushi, pain is the door to awakening. Fire is another great purifier in Shugendō. In Hyōgiri, practitioners walk barefoot across smoldering embers, a ritual that symbolizes the transcendence of fear and the conquest of worldly suffering. To cross the fire unscathed is not an act of defiance but one of deep surrender, becoming one with the element, aligning the body's vibration with the frequency of flame, until there is no resistance, only harmony. Shugyo, or ascetic training, can take many forms, often involving long periods of fasting in the mountains, meditative isolation in caves, and physical exertion beyond normal human limits. Some Yamabushi undergo the 1000-day Kaihōjyo, a brutal marathon of daily treks through mountain trails, or spend weeks in complete solitude, surviving only on spring water and foraged plants, their minds sharpening into blades of pure intent. Shugendō is not merely about endurance, it is also about mastery over the unseen currents of energy that weave the universe together. The Yamabushi cultivate ki, the life force, through breathwork, mantras, and secret martial arts techniques that are not about combat, but about attuning to the natural rhythms of existence. They practice kujien, an esoteric series of mudras, hand seals, incantations, and visualizations designed to align the practitioner's energy field with divine forces. These gestures are said to awaken supernatural abilities, such as heightened perception, healing, and even weather manipulation. Weapons training, particularly with the Shikujo staff, symbolic of wisdom and authority, is part of their regimen, not as an instrument of aggression, but as a conduit of focused energy. The Yamabushi understand that true strength is not in the clash of steel, but in the alignment of one's inner cosmos with the great symphony of existence. Though Shugendō was suppressed during the Meiji Restoration in the 19th century, when Japan sought to eliminate non-standardized religious practices, the tradition has never truly faded. Today, modern Yamabushi continue to walk the hidden paths, their chants still echoing through the mountain forests, their spirits still calling upon the ancient forces of nature. To walk the path of Shugendō is to embrace the threshold between human and divine, between self and universe. It is a reminder that suffering is not an enemy, but a teacher, that enlightenment is not an abstraction, but a visceral, lived experience, found in the endurance of ice and fire, the solitude of the peaks, and the unbreakable will to stand in the presence of nature's unrelenting forces and emerge transformed. The Yamabushi are not monks, nor warriors, nor shamans alone. They are living conduits of the mountain's wisdom, walking relics of a path that has endured for centuries, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and its undying connection to the sacred.